Hello, welcome to Concerning Cremlings. What?
I
Let me
can't.
try that again.
No, keep it rolling.
No, keep it rolling. You're good. Keep
Oh,
going. You got this.
this is the podcast where we dive into Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere and beyond. Join
Hmm.
us as we're reading through all of the Cosmere, the whole thing, in publication order.
Yeah.
Except
I'm
for when
Al.
we don't do the location order.
Yeah, unless we don't want to. I'm
Yeah.
Elliot.
I'm Esther.
I'm
Jonas.
Simon, and I'm Simon.
We did it.
Okay. So in this week's episode, we will be discussing the Final Empire, which is from Mistborn Era 1. This book will, I mean, this episode will have spoilers for the rest of the Cosmere, but we're gonna try to keep that in the Cosmere Connections section as much as possible. And if we end up like slipping up throughout the episode, our editor will be able to like put like a warning that there'll be a thing, and we'll put like the timestamps that'll tell you when the spoiler is like over or whatever. But yeah, we'll try to keep that in the Cosmere Connections section as much as possible. But yeah.
Okay.
So,
And
overall
this,
impressions. Oh,
wait,
sorry.
sorry. This will just be spoilers for the first Mistborn book, right?
Um, probably yeah, because
Some
you
parts of
have
it,
you
at
read Well
least.
of Ascension?
Yeah, I have, but I feel like
Okay.
we should just keep it
Yeah,
to.
that's a good point. Yeah, because okay, so yeah, so then it would only be limited to this book, but there are characters in it that appear in other books outside of Mistborn. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what did everyone rate it? Who wants to go first?
Let me pull up my
You can
notes.
go, Esther.
Okay, I'll go. I give it, it's kind of hard for me because okay, so I love this book, first of all. Like, this is one of the first, well, actually, no, because it was like the first book that I read, like, after Stormlight. And so I, like, tried getting into it. I remember at first, and I just was kind of like, oh, like, I don't know, like, I don't know why. Like, the first chapter just didn't captivate me as much. And I think it was just because I had just been reading so many fantasy books. And so I just was like, oh, like, I just have to jump into another world system and, like, try to figure all that out. And I just didn't really feel like up to that. And so I, like, waited a couple months and then I picked it back up again and I literally like loved it. I like read it super fast and then I got like the rest of them from the library. But yeah, so I really enjoy this book and I think this is maybe my third time reading it. But this was really nice too because I had been having a lot of stress with like school and stuff and like just like being able to like escape with this book was so fun. But yeah, I really love the characters in this book. I think I would give it a 4 out of 5 just because I really do love it so much. But like I feel like 5 out of 5 would be like too strong. It's not like my favorite book ever, but I really do enjoy it a lot. So yeah.
Um, who wants to go next?
Anybody can just pop in.
Um,
I can go next.
Okay, cool.
Um, so I've read this book 2 times now,
Okay.
and honestly, I didn't like it no, I liked it the first time, but I didn't love it, and I feel pretty much exactly the same. Having read it the second time. Um, it is definitely my least favorite of the three books, and
Okay.
it just it doesn't grab me the way the sequels did. I think the plot is pretty standard, I guess. It's kind of predictable in some of those in like some ways, and I don't know, it just like didn't I think it just comes down to like I just didn't have as great of an experience with it as I did the other ones. But so yeah, so I'd probably rate it 3 out of 5. But I do like the book, and the ending is really good.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is maybe getting into a little bit, but like, did you not like it as much because of like Kelstier's character, or like what was the thing that's like taking the stars away for you, I guess, or like,
Um, I just think it's kind of like not as inspired. Okay, that's not a very good one. It's just not as exciting as his other, but I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as like exciting for me. And
interesting.
I don't think Vin is that great of a character in the first book.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's what. Yeah.
I think it kind of for the whole series, the first three books at least, compared to like Stormlight, the characters are not as well like written, I think.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just my opinion, though.
Okay. And you said it was 3 out of 5 for you?
Yeah, for me.
Okay. That's like pretty average, I feel like. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. But I do like Elantris more.
Okay, that's really funny because
Yeah.
I don't. And it was really funny because like I feel like for me it was like I actually enjoyed Mistborn better the second time than I did Elantris the second time, which is
Hmm.
so weird. Like I thought I would
That's
have
what I
because I
think
enjoyed
too.
Elantris so much when I first read it.
Hmm.
Intriguing.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay, Jonas.
Sorry, my voice sounds weird.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I would rate it. So I'll just state my reasons first. So I like I really liked it, Elantris the first time. I'll start with that. Um, but reading the second time, I saw some of the flaws. I noticed some of the
Wait,
weird things that they
You're saying
did.
Mistborn or
is
Elantris?
this a launch?
I'm saying I'm starting with Elantris.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
he's gonna go
I'm
through
comparing the two.
Guys, let him cook.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Second, but Mistborn, I liked it a little bit. I guess I liked it both a little bit worse. But I liked it less worse than I liked Elantris. Elantris was like, what? Why do I hate this like the second time? And this, I'm like, actually, this is really, that's actually it's fun to read, but it's not as
Yeah.
enticing and twist turning as Stormlight is. Like Stormlight's just like
Oh yeah. I mean,
I
I feel like we're always just like Way of Kings is like I feel like for me is like my
I'm
favorite fiction.
yeah,
It's just so
this
good.
I'm so excited for the first 4 books of Stormlight because like
I
those are
know.
gonna be solid.
It's
Those are
gonna
gonna
be
be
also
yeah.
we're reading it in parts, so it's like
Yeah,
we
we're
can
gonna.
really just like dissect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can slow down and just like
You
enjoy
guys
it
want to go
more.
chapter by chapter? No, just kidding.
That's what Lost in
Yeah,
Rorschach,
yeah,
right?
that's
uh
what they do. Or I guess
yeah.
it's just one person now.
Yeah, now his other guy left.
He
R.I.P.
hasn't posted another video since.
Uh,
Also, I'm just not realizing my bookshelf looks really haphazard. It's just because I have a lot of books off of it, and so they're all just kind of falling. So just
Right?
ignore.
It's okay.
anyway, so I rate it like a 4 out of 5, like a
Okay.
75 or an
Yeah.
80. So it passes. It definitely passes. It's
What
satisfactory.
what what grade would it be?
Wait, does
Yeah.
Elantris not pass?
No, it's like a 65 or 70.
Is
Huh.
that
Yeah,
a
so
passing?
like 4 out of 5 is like an 80%.
So it got a B?
Yeah.
But like it's different in like if you're reviewing a movie or like or books. At
Nope.
least in the way I see it, a passing grade would be like a 6 or like a passing grade would be a 5 out of 10, and then a 6 out of 10 would be above average.
Yeah, wait, why is it for books we do out of 5, but for movies we do out of 10?
I thought, did we start out by doing out of 10 on this show?
Nope.
Then we changed, or we've always done out of
Maybe
5?
I I
In our
think
first in our
Maybe
first
Wind and
call we did
Truth.
out of 10. Yeah,
the
with
first
Wind and
one we
Truth.
did like 8.5. So okay, I'll rate it like I'll rate it like no, yeah, I still rate it as a 4. Like it's satisfactory and it's good, but like it's not a full 100 where I'm just like
Okay,
blown
so
away.
like,
So
because I
like
feel like
5.
the way you're describing it feels more 3 out of 5 because you're saying it seems pretty average, but you didn't really like it that much. Or are you saying you did like it?
I did. Because I'm a sucker for just action stories.
Me too.
So I
And
mean,
I love Elend and Vin, obviously, so
They're
that
I
yeah,
puts
do
me.
I
that's
do agree
true.
with that.
You think they're better than Shall and Adeline too?
Oh.
I agree with you that Shalon is extremely toxic.
Okay,
I
good.
don't I don't know if they're better than
Well, okay, I
but
guess it's
I'd have
true.
to think about it more.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me till next after we do a Well of Ascension because that's when the relationship comes into full
Vin
swing.
is. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, say
So
it. Say it one more.
spoilers.
No,
Can we just
it's
say this real quick? I
what?
feel
No,
like
you
actually
can't. Don't say
not
anything.
spoiler,
Don't say anything
not
about Vin in the
spoiler.
morning. Please don't.
But this
Vi-
is just about this. No, this is just about the Eland and Vin when they meet in the book. This book. So I just
My
think they're
favorite.
less toxic than like as a whole. They're just not. I mean, actually,
We could honestly get into it so much more. We could do this could be a Cosmere Connections thing. I'll put like a note
Wait, how they're like Shalon and Adeline? How they're
versus
similar?
Elend Vin.
Oh, okay.
we could also
Just
do.
because just because because we probably don't need to talk like if people don't want to have spoilers.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
But can we also talk
Elliot,
about how Elon also has daddy issues and
Yeah,
dude,
he
every
does.
character has daddy issues.
Every single one. Guys, I had a really good
Wait,
idea for an episode we could do later on. We
Yeah.
could we could rank the Cosmere couples.
No, yes, that's what I literally had the same idea. No, literally.
We should
or
I love
rank the
that.
Cosmere dads.
no, we should
We should have a whole thing. We'll do rank the Cosmere dads, rank the Cosmere couples,
and then
rank the Cosmere like heroes, like
rank the
Dalinar
yeah.
versus like
And then we could do like
Lyra.
rank the Cosmere edgelords, which would be like Zane and Kaladin and
yeah.
Zeth.
And then rank the Cosmere characters like according to the amount of daddy issues they have.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think Shalon
Not
would
to be
take the
confused
cake
with
with that one.
ranking the dads.
I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
well, yeah, probably, yeah.
They would be two separate episodes, very different.
Yeah, very different. Yeah. I was thinking it'd be funny to do like a fan casting section because Jonas and I
Yeah,
we'll just be like, oh my gosh, like this person would be so perfect for this role. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Can
kind of imagine Ben as Gracie Abrams. Is that Miss?
As
Is that
who?
Who is she again?
Honestly, yeah,
Is that the wait? Is
Can,
that
can I
the
screen share a
Ghostbusters
picture
girl?
of
like,
her?
but I don't think it's exactly like that though.
Wait, that's
Let
the
me look it
Ghostbuster.
Well,
No,
maybe
that's
like
not.
black hair instead of brown.
She has like a insane black bob, and she did like the "That's So True" song, and she has like a lot
She's
of
like a.
like
Wait,
She
she's
toured with Taylor
J.J.
Swift.
I
Abrams'
can see that.
daughter?
yeah, J.J. Abrams' daughter, yeah.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
She is?
I have such
Yes,
a
Jonas,
like
I told you
love-hate
that.
relationship with J.J. Abrams.
Well,
Oh, with Star Wars?
don't make the daughter
He
suffer
he
for the sins of the
ruined
father.
he ruined Star Wars though.
Well, guess what? Kathleen
Oh.
Kennedy is leaving, so the galaxy will be anew again.
Thank the Lord.
Can we take a real break real quick? I need to get water because I'm like really dehydrated and I'm about
Oh
to
yeah,
pass out.
literally, we actually prefer you to be dehydrated on this podcast.
Does.
You need to experience what the ska felt like. Okay, so Elliot,
Yeah, role
um,
play.
yeah, as Simon's drinking his water.
Hey,
I have water.
I'm
I
a
just want
noble.
more.
Elliot's a Scot and I'm the noble.
No, actually,
Yeah,
no,
you're just
actually,
like,
Elliot's getting his trace metals from his metal
Haha,
cup.
yeah.
no, it's so true.
Elliot's be able to steal push later.
That's gonna be our intro.
Wait, what's aluminum? Isn't that something?
Oh, you're gonna lose all your automatic metals. Don't do that.
No,
Aluminum.
darn it.
actually.
Aluminum stops you from being able to
Yeah.
not channel
Darn
use
it.
It like
metals.
soaks up the rest of them or something.
It's like
That's so
everything.
annoying.
Aluminum and silver, like they always do that. They always stop magic in every
Because
single thing.
Duralumin is the one that makes you have the extremely powerful boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so
Keep
for the summary section, I don't know. I guess I can kind of start. It's a kind of a long book. I remember it being closer to like 500, but I think my copy had like 640 pages or something. And there was like 5 parts to it, which was good. But I don't know, do we want to like split it up into like halves or something? Like, or what do we want to do?
Do we
I don't know. How should we
okay,
summarize?
I'll summarize it for everyone.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
All right. So there's this girl named Vin, right? And she lives in the streets. She lives in the streets, right? And she lives with like these crime guys, but they keep she's pretty much useless, but they keep her around. Do you know why? Because she's got special
She's-
powers and she makes what?
She's not useless. You literally just okay.
Well, there's one
Oh, she
reason
thinks
why
she's
she's useful.
useless.
She thinks she's useless because she is, but she's not. Because she's got special powers that make her lucky. And so, I forgot.
It's like Mr.
So what's up?
Tumnus.
I'll just send you
Oh,
the thing.
Memento.
Mr. Tumnus with his
It
fossils.
was Memento. Okay, so world building. What did we
Um,
think? Allomancy, how do we feel about it? How do we feel about the way that he set up the nobility, the houses? Like, do you guys like that kind of thing? I do. I think that's always fun to like have like politics like that involved.
I think it's really good. I think
Yeah.
it's probably this book's strongest element.
Hmm.
Just the world building and the magic is really well
Yeah.
fleshed out.
Hmm.
And yeah, the political landscapes are all very interesting. Like you said, the different houses, the the balls. I love the ball scenes.
Oh, me
Um,
too. Yeah.
yeah, and even down
Yeah,
to like the
it's like
way
Harry
people,
Potter. Like, yeah.
yeah, even down to like the way
Sorry, I
people
interrupted.
talked. No, you're good. Like the way people would talk and curse in the Lord Ruler's name is all like very effective world building. So
Oh yeah. I definitely think like this can also kind of bleed into like character stuff, but like it's really cool, I think, to see like this like turmoil, not turmoil, but like honestly, yeah, like turmoil that Vin goes through, where she's like, this is so beautiful, like I want to enjoy like these looking at these beautiful stained glass windows and paintings and like columns, and then she's like, but these are like monsters that are like in this room, like
yeah,
supporting this. And like I don't know, like I always think that's like interesting to look at as well.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely think like we've talked about how Allomancy and like I guess is it Farouk
Harukami.
I can definitely
Academy.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I never know how to pronounce it, but yeah. I really like that as well. Like I think it's very cool to see like I remember now like when I was like rereading it this week, like when I was first reading through the book, how I was just kind of like maybe I was just behind because I was like some of the stuff like wasn't as predictable for me when the first time I read it. But then like when you find out like at the very end how like the Lord Ruler has like both abilities and then like we kind of are just kind of left like wanting more to try to figure out about these magic systems in the next books, I think is really well written as
Mm,
well.
yeah.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
You're muted.
I don't think he's saying anything.
Okay. Anyway, does anybody else have anything to add to world building?
I really like the religions. I like how he builds the
Oh yeah, yeah.
religions.
Oh yeah.
Really feel like he's trying to slip in something in there about Mormonism, but I don't think
He
it's
always
a
is.
horror.
He's always up to that.
But like, I'm waiting to see if
Yeah.
religion from I'm waiting to see a religion from Stormlight that sneaks its way in there or something like that.
Oh, like you're keeping your eyes peeled for that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if there's a common religion or like what do you mean?
If there's just like if somehow a world hopper shared a religion with
Oh,
Can you guys
okay,
hear
yeah.
me?
Yeah, we
now
know
we
you.
can.
Okay, that's great. Great.
Um,
Well, yeah. I mean, we know of one world hopper, but I guess we have to wait till Cosmere Connections to talk about that.
Mhm.
Can it- Oh, darn it.
We know of two actually, but yeah.
Wait, two? Okay, wait. Oh. Okay. What's
Okay.
Wait, I
Well,
have something to say. I have something to say. Hold on, let me think for a sec.
let me think about it real quick.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think his world building is good, really good here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I have to say.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. By the
Okay,
way,
characters.
also, by the way, we skipped my thoughts about the book when we were all doing our ratings. We didn't do me.
I kept saying, Elliot, you should go. Elliot, you should go. And you were over there messing with your dragon mustache stuff. So I don't know. That's kind of on you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, should I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so I gave Mistborn a 3 out of 5. I
Okay.
thought I didn't I read this book really quick. I read
Okay.
it so I've only read it once. I didn't reread it
Think
for
you like the
this.
center?
What?
Like in
Sorry.
December you read
Yeah,
it?
I read it in December,
Okay.
and I didn't reread it for this because it's been like 3 months, so it's
Yeah,
still
that's
pretty
fair.
fresh. And I sped through it. I read it in 3 days, so it's kind of a blur.
Literally, that's what I did the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed a lot about it. I was impressed by Allomancy,
Hmm.
the good magic system. There's
Yeah.
still a lot of Brandon's faults in it, like his prose.
Well, that's every
I
time.
Yeah, every time I
We
hate your
can't
prose,
we
Brandon, but I love
It's
you.
did you watch that video that Simon sent in
No,
the group
I
about his work?
genuinely
I have
I thought it
Simon
was
blocked.
awful.
No, no, I don't. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. I I thought Vin was a good character. I think she's a little annoying sometimes. I think she gets annoying in Well of Ascension. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. I think it's kind of similar, like also, sorry. I think it's kind of similar how like how we talked about with like Serene, how we feel like there's like this frustration with the character. At least I'm hearing this from Elliot, and then Jonas already talked about this. But like, do you feel the same way, Simon? Like, fr kind of frustrated with Vin, or do you feel like she's just kind of like a good character?
I don't feel frustrated with her. I just think she's kind of bland at least in the
Really?
first
Okay.
book.
I
I don't
I
know.
think she
Maybe
Really,
it's
I
'cause-
don't share your opinion.
maybe it's because she's kind of a subdued person. So it's just kind of like she's
You think she's
observant. I
Wait,
don't know.
subdued?
Subdued. Like
Yeah.
she's
But like,
not.
okay. I think she's
You
kind
guys
of.
don't have to agree with me.
I'm just trying to
I'm
like. I'm like trying to.
expressing my experience reading the book.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't thrilled reading her character by reading her character, I guess.
Okay. So maybe I'm the only one that likes her. I just
okay, wait, wait,
think.
wait. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Well,
You're
okay.
fine.
I like her in this book. I think she
Oh.
sucks completely in Well of Ascension, but I like her in this book.
Good news is, I read Well of Ascension probably about like 5 years ago, so it's been a bit. I don't remember it very much,
Okay.
so I guess we'll find out about how I feel about that next week. But I don't know why, like I actually really liked her. I think that it's definitely she has like she's very immature. She's also like, a teenager, so that makes sense.
Mhm.
And also, I think that I don't know, like, I think she's actually kind of complex. Maybe that's just like how I kind of perceive her. But I think that, I don't know, because I guess like there are parts of her that it's like she has a very simple background and she's known a very simple life. And so, like, that's just kind of maybe how her character comes out as well. Like, can you elaborate more what you mean? Like, it didn't seem very like colorful, or like, what are you like comparing that to, maybe?
Me?
Yeah, Simon, sorry.
It's just like when I read Kelsier's character or Saze's character, I'm just like I just am more interested in those characters than I am in Vin's, I guess. And
Okay.
when I think back on the trilogy as a whole, it's just like Vin is like not at the top of my list of characters that I like, I guess.
Because
Like I don't think she's
I
bad.
I like it's not that I don't I obviously like Kelsier is like I guess I can't really go into too much detail about this. So I guess that he in this section at least, I definitely think that like he is interesting and like he's a very I don't know, like yeah, he's definitely more complex than she is, but I don't really like him like that much.
Hmm.
And but like I think I don't know, like his thought process and stuff is always so interesting to me, like how he approaches different things, but I don't know, like I don't like him as much, but that's just me.
It could just be that I don't really relate to Vin on very
Yeah.
many
Simon,
levels. So
wait,
I
it
think
Simon.
could just be
that
that.
I think that
I'm not saying that you do it. Like I'm not trying to, you know
no,
what
yeah,
I
I
like,
Simon,
I don't
mean,
know.
thankfully Jonas is actually very nice to me, so I think we're good on that one. But
Yeah.
What?
because like Reen, her older brother would beat her.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not older than you.
That's true. I
But
yeah.
that
I
doesn't
also
stop
think
him
You
from
would
beating
pro
you.
you would
okay,
probably
let's
beat
not
me.
leave that in. Um, no, yeah, I definitely think that I don't know, like
Did
I
you
just
hear what I
like
said?
her. And like maybe it's also like the romantic in me that really likes how he has Elend and Vin together. Like I think that they also are so interesting together, but that's also my opinion. I don't know.
Hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, can I
I don't.
go?
Yeah.
So, so I would say I don't. It's also gonna sound really pretentious to use the Simon adjective.
Okay. Simon has
Uh,
Is pretentious the me adjective?
no, no, I'm just saying like you just it's just a an adjective that I did not know about until you mentioned it.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, you didn't know the word pretentious existed?
no.
There's no way, Jonas.
Um, well, I mean, I knew that through context. I just don't
You
know how
never
to
like
use.
used it before?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
So anyway,
It's
so
I don't.
so I just think that like he very doesn't describe things well. Like
Okay.
he doesn't describe his characters with variety. So I found him
Okay.
using extremely like the adverb. I found him using it
Mm-hmm.
like multiple times when he described Vin,
Mm-hmm.
Sazed, Kelsier, Breeze, and I am. I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't like it when he overpowers. Oops, sorry. I don't like it when he overpowers his characters. And Esther's going to
Okay.
say that he doesn't, and that he creates huge flaws in his characters, and that's why they're relatable. I, I mean, that's probably something you would say. I think
You
that's what
did
you're
say
trying to
that
communicate.
actually while you were unloading the dishwasher like an hour ago. So yes.
So anyway, so I just feel like he when he introduced at least his first run through of introducing Ben, he with like when Sazed goes, you know, he pulls Kelsier pulls him aside, and Sazed goes, this girl is extremely intelligent, very observant, can memorize almost anything. And then a couple things back, you see the hairdresser say that Vin has the best hair in the world, is this,
How much she said?
modern beauty.
No, she
And
was
you
like
hear
she said
Kelsier
noble
saying
women
this
would
girl
be.
learns at the rate of 10,000 miles per hour when of becoming a Mistborn. And it just feels like he's just
Okay,
piling
so he
these things up.
first of all, the hairdresser lady said that her hair was thick and that like noble women would be like jealous of that.
See, isn't
But
that
like they're just
introducing?
giving compliments to her, Jonas. Like I don't
I
know.
don't like it when someone becomes overpowered.
Wait, how is she
You don't,
overpowered?
Are you saying
You,
because
she's
but
like a Mary Sue?
what does that mean?
Think
Jonas,
she has no.
All right, a Mary
No.
Sue is a character who is completely overpowered for no reason, and they have no character journey, and they suck.
Well, kind of.
Like,
They're just like super attractive, super smart, and super good at learning
who
about
said
the
she was
Mistborn.
super attractive? They talk about how bland she looks compared to the other noble women.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you
Ellen just
mention
found
that?
her attractive.
I fi- yeah,
I don't
I
know.
guess imagining her
Jonas
as
is
Gracie Abrams this weekend me.
Jonas.
Well, Jonas, we didn't say she was Gracie Abrams. We said she kind of looks like her.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
Jonas over
I
here
also just feel
making his
like
celebrity crush.
I thought your
no,
celebrity
it's
crush was
Sabrina Carpenter. Yes.
oh I was,
He just like said,
yeah. I was gonna say Anne Hathaway.
uh,
Oh well, that's in
I
the
mean, he
Dark
does like
Knight
Princess
Rises,
Diaries.
sure. If you watch The Dark Knight Rises and Princess
Yeah.
Diaries,
Jonas,
Wait,
Elliot can't breathe over here.
Is Anne Hathaway Catwoman in Dark Knight Rises, or is she
yes,
the okay?
Why can't Elliot just what's going on over there?
dying of
Sorry.
laughter.
This is making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't like this
So
anymore.
anyway, I just kind of feel
Please
like
stop. Were you laughing that much? That's insane.
Rose
This
is
isn't
starved of
that funny.
laughter.
Okay, yeah,
Wait, guys, do you hear
Okay.
that? Do you hear that? Do you hear it?
No.
No.
what are we supposed to be
We
hearing?
can't hear the drums. We can't hear it.
Fall backward again.
I heard that. but not through the Zoom.
Okay, we're getting the dog.
We don't want you to see
Oh
me,
my God.
okay?
Whoa, too far.
Cut this part out.
I'm like bracing myself.
No one wants this.
I don't want to look.
I'm about to like put a bunch of sticky notes over this side of my screen.
I fell again.
I know we
Why'd
saw.
you take the
way.
camera with you?
Because I don't feel like getting up.
So this is the rest of the episode. Just gonna be all down.
I
Can we
think
move
so.
on to what's
Yeah.
next? Prose?
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I keep
anyway,
Did you
distracting
want
is
to
it
us.
okay
talk
if I just
about like
Oh, plot.
finish up my thing
class
though?
or anything or any of that?
I haven't talked about. Anyway, I'll just wrap it up real quick. Yeah, so I just think that like with her intelligence, like Esther, I think Esther sounded. I guess Esther
Yeah.
kind of altered my opinion a little bit, where she
What
said
did I even
that
say? I
you
think I said.
said that all the ska are kind of just have
Oh, so I
horrible
was saying,
intelligence
I literally said,
anyways.
I remember what I said now. Jonas was standing there and he was like, I cannot believe that he's saying this. Like, how is she intelligent? Like, what proof do we have of this? And I said, Jonas, the bar is literally in the center of the earth. And he was like, what does that mean? I was like, the bar is so far down because the ska have been beaten down for like 1,000 years. There's no like formal education that they're having. So like comparatively, yeah, like her ability to read and like know basic stuff exceeds a lot of people around her. And so he's just like surprised that she's like not completely stupid, I guess. I don't know. Like maybe that's like
Yeah. So
I feel
maybe
like that's
that's a Brandon problem of not showing us in that moment. Hey, this is the context, and just telling us because he's a great teller,
but I feel
and
like
showing it is
I
kind
feel
of
like
hard.
Brandon
I
is
feel like he
really good
does
at telling
he
things.
communicates that though in the scene where Elend talks with Vin and he's like, are the ska like cognate
Oh,
or do they know? Like that's how I like kind of put those two together and it's like, oh, so like most people are like, yeah, they
I forgot about that part.
yeah. And so Elend like kind of like not grills her, but like at one of the balls, he like goes into this whole detail about um his like research that he's done and how he wants to like interview a ska and like wants to like get to know like their reasoning and like whatever. But yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I should stop being so distracting. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
Never heard a more terse yep in my life.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Prose and structure.
Is that the next
No,
section?
we're on to plot.
Oh, plot. Okay, let's do it. Who wants to go first?
I will because
Okay.
Well, you could go, I guess.
I was gonna say I'll go
Don't fall
first.
down again.
Oh, no. I'll go first probably because I don't have anything actual to say.
Okay.
I think out of the yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You don't have anything to say.
No,
Yep.
actually
Yeah, okay.
I do have something to say.
Okay.
I think the concept of like this heist thing is really cool. I don't think it's something really you see. I've never read a book like this, like where there's a heist. I don't think ever before. I don't know have you guys?
I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many books have you read?
Mission Impossible.
It's not,
I was
it's
like,
not read.
That's
even-
not a book.
well, like there's so many things that
Oh,
are
okay, yeah.
with it, but I definitely think a lot of books have a similar.
Really? What books?
I don't know. I can't even really think of them right
Well,
now.
it's just a trope, like a heist.
Yeah,
That's just
it's
like
yeah,
a
that's
story
I feel
trope.
like
It's
you
in
don't
countless
see
stories
you don't
and
see that
books.
much fantasy heists. Oh, no. I mean, like you don't see that.
No.
Actually,
I mean,
have you guys read
there's heists
Steelheart by
and
Brandon Sanderson?
No.
I have it.
Steelheart? Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
is.
that
Yeah, he's
series
done this
is
before.
like a nice little like weekend like break because it's nothing
Okay.
Cosmere related, and it's actually I thought it was good when I read it. I don't actually it was like 2019, so who knows. But 2019, Esther really enjoyed that book, and I think Jonas did too, so that's cool. But yeah, but they do heist stuff in that book, so it's very similar, honestly.
So he just like rewrote Mistborn?
Well, Mistborn came first. Steelheart was written like a couple years after, I think. Anyway,
I was also gonna say heists are found in Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And pretty much any fantasy,
Yeah.
a lot of fantasy stories, most
For sure.
fantasy stories. but I guess it's not like the main plot like this is like in this one.
Yeah, it's like the whole plot. And I think he does that pretty well, where it doesn't feel like I feel like a heist plot when it's like the main plot kind might be kind of hard to do because it might feel like, oh my goodness, we're planning this plot forever and it's just like planning a heist and then it's like the heist is barely there, or it feels like, oh my goodness, I feel like the opposite. I think it's a good middle.
Okay.
Jonas, I call on you.
Popcorn, plot time.
Yeah.
So can I just expand on the sorry,
You-
can I just expand on the heist? Like,
yeah.
I think that so for Lord of the Rings, like that kind of aspect, I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure so Tolkien did three aspects of the right? I think he did. Yeah, so near the end of the books, he did three aspects. Merry and Éowyn, Pippin and Gandalf, and Sam and Frodo. Near at the end of the books. He had
Wait.
three different perspectives, and only one of them was a heist thing.
It's kind of I
So
get now that I think about it, it's kind of like an anti-heist.
Yeah.
They're trying to put
y-
something back.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But yeah,
So yeah.
it's the same.
So
It's still like the same idea.
um yeah. So the I just think that like I feel like he could have just put a little bit more. Um, like I think the reason why we all love Stormlight so much is because we're not told about characters. We're shown them a little bit with their perspectives. And Stormlight, you get to see very many. Actually, yeah, you have three different perspectives actually at the beginning of Stormlight. So, and even some more for the interludes. You're shown even more. So I feel like as a whole, I think everyone here likes that kind of magnitude of perspectives you get, whereas we only get Kelsier and Vin.
No, we don't.
Um,
We get Kelsey or Ben.
and
We get a couple different like random ska throughout the book as
but
well.
that's yeah, but
But
it's
like
like
he kind of it's not like strict like Stormlight is, like where he has like these are the set people for this part. It's like
yeah.
he'll just kind of be like and a land, blah blah blah, or and Vin, blah blah blah. Like he just kind of or like I even think Straff Venture has a chapter.
I think that might be
One of the
that
one of
might
the
be Well of Ascension.
oh, okay. And then like I know the Inquisitor like one of the Inquisitors or Obligators, I get them confused, has a chapter like right
yeah,
before the Lord Ruler dies. Like so like it's
yeah, but like it's not like
He
those
died?
obligators
for a
are
split
the
second I like died a little bit. I was like, wait, have you read yeah, you did read this book. Yeah, wait,
I-
okay.
Did I like sorry.
so that's just my thing. I just kind of wish maybe he did one more character,
Oh,
Like another
also
point
Well,
of view?
Also,
like another point of view.
immediately when that first scene happens, with when Kelsier is meeting with that first like group for Lord Trusting's thing, you guys have not obviously read it as recently, but when he like because obviously like stew is something that like stew as in like soup is like something that's
mhm.
cheap and like you can add water to it. Like it's something that's like very central, I think, in like a lot of Brandon's books. I don't know, it's very interesting. And so like
I think
first
that's true
like when I
too.
read it, like and it's not even like it's like this is just like a me thing. Like there's nothing like really that deep with it, but immediately like when I saw them like all like gathering around and like listening to Kelsier like while they're eating this stew together, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like that he
Which
for
for?
it's Bridge
Bridge 4.
Four."
You
Exactly.
guys think
Literally and it's like I think that's always like something that's cool.
do you
Sorry,
guys
what?
Yeah,
think
that's cool.
do you guys think Stu is one of Brandon's like okay, so like Stephen King, this is gonna sound like it's out of I'm just gonna say it.
Go.
So Stephen King, he has like stuff which like where pretty much every book he writes, they are included. So like most of his books, like a lot of his books include like a writer character who's like a in-world writer. A
Okay.
lot, pretty much almost all of it. His books include like an addict of some sort, like an alcoholic or a drug addict. And it's like these things that he just like loves to write about. Do you think Stu is one of those things
Yeah.
for Brandon
I don't
Sanderson?
You
know, like
know, I think
Stew
wait,
and
wait,
stew and
guys.
torture,
uh,
I think.
No, I think
yeah.
Brandon Sanderson I think he likes to write about magic.
That's
No
actually
way.
really
Wait,
cool.
that's
Wait,
wait,
Did you
okay.
guys
So
ever
okay.
make the
what
connection?
led you to that thought process?
Wait,
Well,
no.
it's
No,
just that
I don't think
Mistborn.
that's true. I don't think
Well,
that's
let me present my thesis.
Okay, I'm ready.
So
true.
this book has magic. This book has magic. This book has magic. This book doesn't have magic, but this one does.
Spoilers!
So most of them have magic.
That's so
It's
cool.
over
So
well
like
over my
magic
Wait.
plus magic plus not magic plus magic.
This one is not This one has magic, but it's not magical.
Yeah, it's I
There's that
but
wind and
equals
truth
mostly
slander.
magical. Like he really does like magic.
It was
That's true.
yeah, it was real, it was fun, it wasn't real fun.
I
Ha ha ha.
think the other thing is
ha.
that to go off of the stew comment, I definitely think that
Stop. What the heck?
Did I say something like they didn't realize?
No, you
Okay.
didn't say. I don't think so. I think he's just being weird.
Jonas's face.
He just exploded in laughter. What did
I
you
shit.
What
You
was your
you have
face?
like at 0. I just did like I just like
I don't know why. No, not. Never mind.
Okay. So to go off of the stew comment, I also think one of the other things I noticed, obviously, is that Brandon loves writing about religion as well.
That's true.
Yes.
He has like a whole
oh
character
yeah.
just like religion. You know, like in this case it's like says and like you kind of have this like element in all of his books of that. Which like I guess you could argue that a lot of fantasy books have that, but not
Mhm.
all of them do. You know?
No, Harry
Well,
Potter
I think
doesn't.
a lot of
Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings doesn't. I mean,
A
Lord of the
lot-
Rings. Sorry. Go ahead.
a lot of fantasy books do have religion, but they're mostly a lot of fantasy books are written by not religious people.
Yeah.
And so usually the religion is treated very not well. It's not handled very well.
Yeah.
But like since Brandon is religious, he's able to write about it from like a very nuanced perspective, which I
And like
appreciate.
I really think it's cool. Like, I think that's an aspect of his books that I really enjoy because you get to kind of, I don't know, like it's just a whole other like part of the world building. Like you have the magic, you have the um religion, you have like landscaping and that kind of thing. I don't know, like that's just one of his strengths for sure. And then
Yeah.
Oh, how'd we?
I had another thought, but I don't know if it's like helpful.
You could just say it.
Okay, we can take it out if like okay, so here's the thing. So the first words of the book is obvious and like it continues throughout the book where he opens a chapter and says ash fell from the sky. And it was really funny because immediately I went, "Oh my gosh, he tried to do that in Wind and Truth and like failed." So
Wait, what did he?
But,
Oh,
good.
Kaladin
Not
felt good.
great.
Kaladin felt good. Not
And it was
great.
like
not horrible, just good.
But Kaladin
And it
felt
was
good.
like,
Where's the weak
It
adjective?
felt
Weak
good.
adjective.
Not great, not bad, just good. And I was like, literally, like he tried, and I was like, wait, that's another.
I can't. I'm retreating into
he
the
had.
seat.
And I was like, but I was like, but I typed in my notes, I was like, but Brandon slayed on the Mistborn one, not the WaT one.
He slayed on the Mistborn one, but on the WaT one he got slayed.
he got slayed.
Yeah, he got slayed. No, yeah, but like I think we've talked about how he does that in some of the other books as well. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know, I do not.
Yeah, I remember when I first read it. Well, I guess last time I read it, I was like, "Is he gonna start every chapter like this?"
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, what? Ash fell from the sky or Kaladin?
Yeah, Ash fell from the sky.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I
he
was
starts
kind of.
every book.
Cool because
He
it's
starts
like
every
this
book with it.
continuous, like
He does? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
I
much.
think at every chapter. But yeah,
Yeah, I
but
thought
also every book.
that's cool.
yeah. That's like, but I think that's cool because it actually makes sense. It's not like
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, I start everything I write with the same sentence.
every time we say WaT, you're just gonna put
I feel
like,
good.
a redacted thing over our
Not
WaT.
great, but good.
Oh, redacted. I thought you meant like my WaT reaction.
Oh no, like you put like
Like a bleep.
a black line. Yeah.
Hey guys, WaT, 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 you WaT,
What
WaT.
the what?
Okay. Anyway.
We start using WaT as like a curse word.
WaT. Like, they say like storms. It's like
Yeah.
WaT.
What?
Oh, okay. So next we're gonna talk about prose. It's basically just gonna be Elliot ranting about how he
No,
doesn't
I
like it.
I actually have something helpful and
Okay,
constructive to say
let's listen.
before. Wait, sorry, I need to.
Yeah, we have to do that now. Bro turned into
Okay.
Gollum and now it's back.
So I think it's pros. No. Okay, okay.
Patrick
Um,
Mahomes.
Patch. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
so okay, it's actually related to what the video I sent you guys this week,
Yeah.
pros analysis.
Uh-huh.
He showed a clip of something from Brandon's lectures where he states that he with his prose he tries to be more, or his prose is more of a, like a workman's prose rather than an artist's prose.
Yeah.
So and that like we've heard the stained glass clear glass analogy all the time, but when he said like workman versus artist, that actually was really helpful to me, because when you see like buildings that are like really practical and really like sturdy buildings, but they're not like necessarily the most beautiful buildings, but they like work. They stay.
Yeah.
They don't blow away. But and then you see like a cathedral, and you see
Yeah.
the stained glass. You see like the beautiful wall, like all the like like what I mean, like the
Yeah,
beautiful
exactly.
roof,
Yeah.
and they're just like different, and it's just like one, and they both work, and I mean I don't know,
Yeah, I
and
totally
yeah. So
that's
I just thought
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X and Y and Z. Embed link. I love you. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P.
very interestingly, we just visited New York City and we got to go to the 9/11 memorial. And
Fun.
it's very interesting because like you were talking about Simon with like that whole idea of like the building not necessarily being like beautiful but practical.
hmm
So we ended up talking to this like older lady who like is a volunteer at the 9/11 memorial. Her husband was like a firefighter, like she very like much understood like the sacrifice of the 9/11 first responders and like she just yeah, so she like knows a lot about it. And obviously she was alive like when it happened, like she was working like to the next street over or something. Anyway, long story very short, she talked about how like when the buildings went up, everyone was like they literally called them the number two pencils because the buildings were so just like skinny and tall and like they didn't like have anything like beautiful to them necessarily, the twin towers that is. And but what they show is there was this wall. Jones, can you remind me what it was called again? That special wall that they put in?
A retaining wall? Like they just put a wall to stop all the
So
Hudson River.
basically, they built the two towers. They started building them literally in the Hudson River because
Oh
it had like no space. So they put this giant like concrete wall and they like got the water out. But basically what ended up happening was after the two towers fell, this wall was still holding, and they have it literally in the 9/11 memorial. But
wow.
like, just you saying that made me think of that. And so, like, just to like further prove the point about Brandon's prose and structure, it's not supposed to be a stained glass window. It's like you were saying, like this beautiful like cathedral, but it holds up and it's like sturdy, but it's not like
Yeah.
super nice. Anyway, that just like
And
made me think.
also, I just want to bring up the comment I shared with you guys on the same video,
Yeah.
that we'll link in the description, but and
Okay.
send it to you guys. But it basically said like Brandon's prose is like a movie, or like a special effect in a movie. It works if it's working well, you don't notice it. But as soon as it becomes awkward or clunky, you just notice it immediately, and it takes you out of the experience.
Yeah.
And I don't think
Yes,
his I
okay.
don't
From Heron KJJ. Heron Cage or something.
Oh, I see it. Heron Kidge.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. It works well, you don't notice it's there. When it's awkward, you notice it immediately.
right.
Slay.
And did you guys notice it in this book very much? Because I think it works well, and it works perfectly fine in
Oh,
this book.
yes, yes.
It's just very
I
plain.
really like it. I think it's plain. I think that it is com like
Have you
fine. Like
guys? Sorry.
Oh, what? Everything
No,
okay?
I interrupted you. Go
No, you're
ahead.
fine.
Well,
No, yeah, sorry, I'll just finish really quickly. Yeah, I definitely think that it fits like the book and like we've said so many times, like there's a point of like if the prose is like so complicated as well as like the world building and everything else makes it more difficult. But in Mistborn's instance, the world building isn't that difficult. Like this felt like a very easy read for me. So like
yeah.
I don't know. But that's I don't know if that's how
But
everyone feels.
but the thing is, we're also rereading it, so like the world building isn't as dense for us because
True.
we're already familiar with the
Yeah.
world.
I remember the dread that I felt when I had to start reading White Sand, number one, because I didn't want to read a graphic novel,
Yeah,
two, because I didn't want to start a new system. And I
yeah,
just was like, I was like, why do I have to do this? Like, I did not want to read it at all. And
Yeah.
obviously, you can hear
yeah.
my hot takes about it
But
last week's episode. But
I'm
yeah,
glad we read it
yeah,
just to get
I'm
it
so
over
glad
with.
that I read it. I think it's good to read books that you don't love every once in a while. Like,
Yeah, because
I think,
it tempers your like
yeah.
your familiarity with your taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
you
Because then
should
you
read
know,
Herodotus
a
more often,
friend
Esther.
who, like, what?
You should read Herodotus more often.
it's like
I have read it, actually.
it's like when I read Akatar a couple months ago. I didn't. That's not a book for me. I don't like that
No,
book.
yeah.
But like I know, like I don't know. It's good to go outside of your comfort zone.
I agree.
how do you
I
guys
think that that's
feel?
like me with like the strictly nonfiction of like
Yeah.
something that I don't particularly love at first. And it's funny, like for me, like the Jane Austen style and like very similar with like the
Mm.
Bronte sisters, I did not, it was really hard for me to get into at
Hmm.
first, but then once I did, I just like fell in love with that, like
Yeah,
writing and stuff. So like it also can grow on you, which is cool.
for sure.
What do you guys? How do you
I
guys?
had
Sorry.
I
Gosh.
had something else to say.
Oh,
Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry. I'm
you
sorry.
keep going. I'll try to
Did
remember.
I shushed you on accident, Esther?
no, I think
I'm
I was
sorry.
saying go ahead, Elliot, and you were shouting me at the same time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about the YA allegations?
That it
Oh,
shouldn't be an well, it shouldn't be
this
a
is not
bad
a
thing for
YA
one.
book. They talk
Do you
about
guys
like
no, but
rape,
like
like the
people say
The
every time I
YA
hear
allegations?
yeah,
What's that supposed to mean?
young adult.
like every time no, he knows what young adult means, right, Jonas?
He doesn't know. He
Yeah, but
He's just
for
asked.
No,
what?
no,
For
for
this
a
book.
lot of people say whenever I hear people talk about the prose of this book, I always hear them say that it feels very much like
Oh,
the prose of a YA book.
I think it's just because
Oh,
there's some tropes of a YA book.
yeah. I
As
mean,
it
that's what's so
like
funny. Sorry.
Vin is
like
really
a
young,
teenage
and
girl a lead
It's
in like a messed up
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, if there's
it's like people every time they're like, "Oh yeah, here we go, Hunger Games again," and I'm like, "Calm down, everyone.
Didn't
yeah,
and then
Let
I'm
no,
like,
Hunger
everything
didn't
Games.
you
happen."
like Hunger Games?
I
Wasn't
love
That
Hunger
was a
Hunger
Games
Games.
likable
awesome?
character.
No, I love Hunger Games. It
She's
was
an awesome
amazing. I've
character.
reread that trilogy so many times. I love it. But
Yeah,
also, it's not that big of a deal. Like, tropes are a thing for a reason because they exist in multiple books
yeah.
besides just that one. Like,
wait,
calm down, everyone.
And
guys, I found a new
I
law.
hate. Wait, let me say something
Oh,
actually relevant
I have something to say.
first. Like, I think,
actually
like,
relevant.
I hate it when people like use YA as a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like this book is YA, therefore it's bad. It's
Yeah.
like, have you only read like Divergent then? Like,
Oh my
there's
gosh, I hate
YA
those
books.
books.
Like, I don't know. It's just like why
Or even
it
like
bothers me a lot.
or even like shoot, Maze Runner. I do not like that book
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
in conclusion, I don't think Mistborn is a YA book. I
No.
do think, but I don't think if it was, it would. I don't think that would be a bad thing.
Yeah, it's
But
like it's something that like it's I even was even like thinking, sorry, I'm gonna like look at my shelf. Elliot, you say what you wanted to, and then I can
Oh,
maybe.
can I rant about Brandon Sanderson's prose for a minute?
Okay, here we go.
Well, yeah, okay.
I'm gonna add this as the timestamps. Have we like you have to like put a warning.
but
Elliot's
we'll
reading
have
in three, two, one.
yeah,
Prepare
Wait,
yourselves.
and then it'll have like
I'll
a
go like
progress bar as he is
No,
talking.
yes, exactly. Let's do
there's
that.
like sirens that goes like wah, wah,
Yeah,
warning,
exactly.
warning. Elliot, pretentious Elliot ran.
Pretentious Elliot rant.
Okay, but seriously,
Yeah.
I hate Brandon Sanderson's prose with a burning
We,
no.
we know.
No, just kidding.
Jeez.
I don't hate his prose, but I'm
That's the thing
finding
about
myself as so I'm like I'm a Sorry, I got distracted. I don't have ADHD.
Zoomies.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually. I'm very normally I'm not like this, but only when I talk to you guys for some reason. This is true.
Oh,
I
so it's
think you
our fault.
guys yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm still like I only got into reading like a year or two ago, so I'm still like defining my taste. And as I'm
Okay.
defining my reading taste, I'm finding that prose is a really big thing for me. And I feel like if a prose it's
Don't
oh
say.
no, I really and for some people like so like Brandon's prose it is like a clear window. And so for me, I hate that. I don't hate it, sorry. Let me
So
just
is
say
George Orwell.
True.
let me just say
Brandon Sanderson models his prose after George Orwell's.
Yeah, but I feel like George. I've only read Animal Farm, and I thought that was pretty good. But
I
I,
love how that stopped you in your tracks.
Turns around. Wait a second.
I mean, I don't have like any strong affiliation to George Orwell. Like, I think a lot of his ideas are good, but maybe I don't know. I don't. I guess like the prose of Animal Farm didn't like astound me. But I'm sorry. What was I saying? You last made me lose my train of thoughts.
You
Um.
were saying how you hate clear
Oh, that's right.
prose.
Okay. This is what I'm saying. Every time I say I hate something, I don't actually hate something. So I hate Brandon Sanderson's prose. So I think,
So you read all of his books.
yes, I think,
Yeah, Elliot read Wind and Truth in like 6 days, and
I,
he's like,
That's
eh.
my thing. And then he was sending stuff to the group chat like every day. Have you guys finished it yet? And Jonas and I are like, ha ha ha, we're like halfway through.
No, but
We
he like
hate it,
reads it
so
in
kind of
like
hard
a
to get
week,
through.
and then he's like,
Not
"This is
hate
the
it, we
dumbest
don't
thing
like it
ever."
very much, so it's hard to get through.
Yeah.
no, okay. Brandon Sanderson is like fast food for me. It's like,
I also don't eat my food like that if it's fast food, but that's cool.
I need to take a moment.
He takes the Adderall.
Don't say that. Okay, he's
Why?
listening.
It's helpful. It'll make it more productive. That's what Adderall is taste for me.
You've taken Adderall?
No.
Okay.
That's what you to make you think I have.
Yeah, also the note on the YA thing, I definitely think that I don't think YA is bad. I think part of it was because that's like initially what got me into reading. Like I remember like loving like Land of Stories and like we talked about this already on the preview episode, but like and like Harry Potter, like those are great books and they're so like for that time period of your life, it's like perfect. Like they're YA for a reason. However, the stuff that's being labeled as YA now is not YA at all, and it's
Well,
kind of
I
crazy.
think it's more like YA is changing. It's like because
Yeah,
YA
for
used to be
sure.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Hunger Games. I don't think I would say Harry Potter was YA, at least at first.
Yeah,
The
I guess
first couple of
it's
books are more like
children
middle.
fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, like
They
any like
actually
they're
it
for
go
any
the books
age.
are like as the ages go
Yeah, like
on.
you're supposed to read
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite things about Harry Potter, as
Oh,
it
me
like
too.
ages matures with the reader. Anyway,
Yes, yes, yeah.
but like YA like is becoming more and more. Well, there's kind of a new branch forming called new. I think it's called what is it? New. It's like it's like YA, but like basically aged up YA, which is like, and by aged up I mean they just throw in a bunch of objectionable content for no reason,
Yeah.
like cursing and you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's literally for no reason than to sell.
It's
Yeah,
because
Brand.
the culture is pointed that way too. So it's like they're
It's a
selling
brand,
these
that's why.
authors are writing this and being successful because that's what people genuinely want in their books. And like unfortunately
well,
it's like
yeah.
that's not something that like obviously we probably need to go into great depth about, but I definitely think like just at the bare minimum, just don't label it as YA. Label it as like fiction, like adult fiction,
Because
please.
then you're gonna get kids like opening up these books
And
and
like
reading
literally
them.
like it's like not okay because then you have like people just going to Barnes and Noble innocently. Oh, this looks good, and you can't just like
Yeah,
pick up a book and go
they're
anymore.
yeah they go to the section where Hunger Games is, and they're like, oh, what other books are like Hunger Games? And they pick up
Yeah.
something really bad. And it's like,
Yeah. I remember that happened to me. I had a recommend from a friend, and like her past recommendations had been great. I start reading this book and it was like so violent. And I was like, I don't know, I was probably like in middle school and I just remember being like, this is for my age. Like this is kind of a lot. Like this is way too much. Like just like so over the top. Like it was
yeah,
just like almost like so much like torture and stuff. There wasn't even plot. And I
yeah,
was like, why do you enjoy this? Like I'm not gonna keep reading this.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's very odd. Like you really have to be more discerning with that. But even like Aragon, like would you guys say that that's considered YA
I would say the
or
first
Yeah,
book has.
because I
I'd
feel
call
like
that YA.
because I feel like that there's some elements of like I feel like you're like it's like the first half of the series and then like with the parts with like near the end with like who's that girl that like Murtagh is what was supposed to be with?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Okay,
It's been
sorry.
so
I
long.
remember like that elements of it
I
and even like with the Final Empire like people were saying I was looking on the subreddit for Mistborn and they were like there's talks of a show happening and I think like Brandon got really far along with a show possibly happening but then
hmm,
something ended up happening and so they were saying like it would have to be rated R because there's so much like just like death and like just really like adult themes and they were like well they could just like choose to like cut a lot of that or just like not go into great depth in each of those scenes. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of,
hmm,
just because
yeah,
like when you're reading it, it's obviously different than when you're watching it.
yeah, yeah. And that's always, yeah. To your point, it is extremely different to read something than to watch it. And so, like a lot of books that would be that are PG-13, like even like if you Hunger Games and things like
Yes.
that.
Oh.
There's some gruesome stuff that happens that could not be like in the
I
Yeah,
PG-13
mean, it's
movies.
exactly.
like kids slaughtering each other. Like, I literally, I remember I like read the books and like my parents were like, we're fine, but like you're like, 13. You're not gonna like watch all the movies right now because it's just
Well,
like
even the movies are not as
like but the movies are not as in depth as the books, you're right.
right. That's yeah. That's what I don't know. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah. I also
Um,
think like I was even thinking like when I was reading and they have the first like ska execution scene and literally they're like talking about how the fountain was like overflowing with blood because there were so many
yeah,
executions and I was like I don't know that I want to like watch that personally. Like I think I might just like skip through that part. Like that to me is like Saving Private Ryan type stuff like just so
yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
It is interesting how they would. I wonder how they would do that.
I
I'm sure they would do it more. I'm sure he would want. Well, I know he wants it to be PG-13 because
okay.
he wants the broadest audience as possible. That's like one of his goals with his books.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I don't know, but
Well, I mean, sometimes it's age restrictive for some of the things you want to write.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
yeah,
Mistborn,
is that
that's young. That's a little bit more than a young adult, in my opinion.
I
I think
don't.
he's running
But
like
I
young
think
adult,
they're
as in like 16 to adulthood. Like
not
16, like
middle
is what I
school?
think is young adult.
but
What?
I
Or
think
15.
I would say like I think Mistborn is like a good is good for like a middle schooler probably. At least
It
yeah.
depends. I remember
I'm sure yeah, I guess.
I read Aragon in seventh or eighth grade, and like I was okay with that, but like I know other people that were my age and they tried reading it and they were like, this is too much. So
Well, so I
Oh
even
just
really?
read a thing. Steel
yeah.
Inquisitors are really brutal in this book. The Steel
Yeah.
Inquisitors are basically they go into Camon's lair, and
And
everybody's bodies are disfigured. People's ribs are crushed in.
yeah.
Limbs are separated from the people's bodies. I don't think I could eat breakfast when I was or eat lunch when I ate it when I read it.
Oh
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so anyway,
I yeah, that's a good point. It depends how sensitive a reader you are. I guess for me, I don't really like have super vivid images in my head when I read. So I guess
Really?
I'm able to gloss over a lot of like more morbid details, I
are
guess.
you the kind of
Like
person who
I'm
can like
like
envision shapes in your head and stuff like that, or do you just read like just see words in your head?
I don't even know. Like, I guess sometimes if it's super, like, if I'm super into
So
it, I
I
guess
see
I'll
words in
see.
my head like
What
all
the
the
heck?
time because actually I think I'm like really word like I I like see like I've got like words in like when I speak a lot of times I visualize the words in my head while I'm speaking. Like I have trouble
Okay,
saying
because
a lot of times I'll unironically say like ballet because in my head I read ballet and I just say that.
Okay.
so what I'm so everybody has actually like there's multiple ways people think. So I think in terms of a like I have a podcast myself. Like I'm talking to myself all the time,
Yeah, me too.
and I
So
can
am I.
like I can like kind of like I can visualize some things well, but like I feel like I'd be more of an artist if I could visualize
You
things
know what's
extremely
so funny,
well.
Jonas? Like
But if you told me
listening
to
to you
visualize a
guys,
cube, I can visualize a cube. Some people can't. That's why
I
I
can
was
do that.
asking Simon,
because that's
just
the thing. I
because
was
there's
some
like
people
some.
literally cannot, and like that's why like a lot of people. I think that's like Jonas. I literally think that's like what Dad like why he only reads nonfiction.
Hmm.
Because he can't
What?
visualize a cube.
Yeah. No, no, no. Like because we were talking about earlier how like our parents only are like really like big nonfiction readers. And I
I think
think
it's
it's
because of my
like my
mom's
mom said
dyslexic.
it's like literally it's like painstaking for her to get through a fantasy fiction book. And I was
Really?
like, painstaking? Wow, that's a big adjective.
Are your
Okay.
parents okay?
Yeah, they are.
I'm sorry.
They just love nonfiction
They good
historical
for
stuff.
them.
But I don't
Sorry.
know. I think people should read. I think
I
fiction's an
think.
important thing to read for everybody.
Oh, I also think like as a Christian, you should be reading fiction. Like that was
Yep.
something that I think is like C.S. Lewis talks about all the time as well. But yeah, also quick note about the visualization thing. It's so funny. I literally every time I read, I feel like I'm watching a movie while I'm reading. Like
Sometimes,
I'm like the opposite end of the spectrum where I like visualize so deeply.
Well,
sometimes,
okay, I do that with K-Mon's Lair. That's why I was visualizing.
Yeah.
I was I was
guys,
I
we gotta
was
move on.
I had to visualize Gracie Abrams. I had to visualize Kelsier. Like
Oh my
Kelsier, I
God.
had visualized as like
Yeah.
I visualized him as this like Drake. Tom Felton actually, like old Tom Felton.
Oh,
So
really?
I
Hmm.
Okay. Do you guys
well, like
like? Okay.
actually, Tom Felton's actually Kelsier's age right now. So
How
Dude, I
vivid
love that. Tom
are your
Felton is such a
hallucinations?
what?
So wait, sorry. Tom Felton would be a good Kelsey. How vivid are you guys' hallucinations? Like
oh, I've so okay.
Hallucinations?
Sometimes I have like whenever I've had really bad sickness, like when I had
no, I'm talking about when you read.
AAP, I
Why'd
had
you
like
say
I was like, why are
hallucinations.
we
hallucinations?
talking about like when I had the flu? Like what's going
When
on?
Wait, you
because
guys ever hallucinate? I want
I
to hear this.
hallucinate when I'm on like when I'm
When
sick.
you're
Like
on
I'll have
drugs, really?
What?
vivid hallucinations.
We all three of us kids like had the flu really bad in January, and my parents like were like, "Who are our children?" This is weird. Like we were like acting so
You're
odd.
like zombies.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's wait. What did you hallucinate, Jonas?
Crazy.
So I so okay, let me just talk about what so you know how this is the best way I can describe it. So this actually happened twice. So the first time I hallucinated that I was a scientist and I was conceptualizing a okay. So some people postulate that gravity is made up of particles that we can't see.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was imagining that I was able to see them. Like I could literally like I was and then that or and I invented an entirely new type of currency in my mind. I don't know, I can't tell you what it is, but all I know is that my room was crowded with it. And I was like, no way, I have all this money, this all this stuff. So I was like, I woke up in the middle of the night, I'm like, Isaac, I have Isaac. He's like, just like asleep. And I'm like, I have it. And then
I
the
have to
second
tell
time,
somebody, and I'm like,
I
what is going on?
yeah, I was like, I have to tell somebody. Fell asleep, completely forgot it. Second time, I
Um,
lose, like, you know how Harry,
spoiler one. In like for like 5 seconds, there's minor spoilers for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix again. So if you you don't you don't you don't want that to be spoiled, skip it. Okay, bye.
hallucinated that he was Nagini
Yes.
Yeah.
in the book.
That's but
I
that
I
was
had hallucinated
real.
that I
He
was
was.
Batman. Like, and I was holding the gun
Wait, that
to the
you're who?
penguin's head. Batman.
Oh, what?
You know how there's that scene in Harry Potter,
Oh,
how like Harry feels like he is Nagini in that one
yeah.
scene, the snake,
Well,
but
like,
he
I know
isn't
I'm
at the same
not, but
time.
I thought
This
I
happened to
was.
Jonas
Like,
and I both when we were sick. We
That's
felt
true.
like we were in a dream and we were
You
that
both were
person.
Batman?
and when I
Oh
got
no,
up in the
I
middle of the
wasn't
night,
that.
I was
But
like,
he was.
you know what? I'm gonna be Batman again when I go back to sleep. I'm gonna be Batman. Like,
Yeah.
as I was like washing my hands, I'm like, I'm feel pretty cool as Batman. Like, I'm Batman, you know. And I'm just like, and I woke up like,
Do not get
what?
That's
Jonas near the
crazy.
Tamiflu, guys. He goes crazy.
You're the what?
Yeah,
The Tamiflu.
Tamiflu.
Yeah, someone give me that. I want to hallucinate.
He's like, I want to be Batman. That sounds cool.
And this has
That
never
sounds
happened to me. It
awesome.
only happened to me like this, like last year. Oh, no, yeah, this
You
early
know,
this year, and then when we got back from Boston, did an
Yeah, I
interview.
you know,
don't hallucinate.
Yeah,
I've
so
never
that's what I'm telling you.
hallucinated.
When we were like canceling our Concerning Cremlings thing, I was like, Jonas is literally like over
He's
here,
so
like thinking he's Batman. I think we
he's
don't
like
have our episode.
he
Oh,
was like
is that when you guys canceled? That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, and I was
Esther.
so out of it that I was
I'm
We
falling
should have
asleep during
recorded
my work.
and
What?
with like Batman. We could have recorded with
Actually, I did.
Batman.
So okay,
So
actually,
true, yeah.
so when
But
we
I think he
recorded,
probably would have
so
100% been like still like lucid thinking that he was. I'm
so
not even kidding.
when did we record last? Last Saturday?
2 weeks ago.
I think two
It was,
Saturdays, 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah, it was on
Because
it
Friday.
was
So yeah,
Oh yeah,
Friday.
no,
so
it
Friday.
was last week. Yeah,
It was
on last
I
Friday,
was
but we didn't record on Saturday because he got
Yeah.
sick overnight Friday
Did you think you were Batman
I
on
watched
Friday?
the
on Saturday.
Batman. So I watched the Batman on that Friday night, and we ended
Oh.
pretty early. And I was actually kind of already out of it. So if you watch our past thing, when I was like kind of struggling with being stuffed up, my
Yeah, you
sickness was just starting.
you
So
did sound
you
really
kind of get
stuffy last week.
you got some of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Yeah.
you got some of my like you got to see some of it, but
Yeah, not all of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
I've
that.
never.
I feel like
Sorry, go
that. I feel like that.
Raise your hand. Whoever raises their hand first. Okay, Simon.
No, I feel like that'd be like
Oh my gosh, he literally raised his hand before you.
I've never hallucinated, but I've had extremely vivid dreams.
Yeah.
You know, like when you wake up and you like think you still think you're in
Like
the
you wake
dream.
up and you're
Dude.
just like
Oh.
shaking. Oh
I'm
my
an-
gosh.
Yeah.
That's
That's
I'm
happened to me a little bit
And
with
Wait,
the
it just
chest
feels your
raise.
sense of reality is like in like
Oh yeah.
jeopardy for a couple
three
minutes.
things. Oh yeah, that.
I really like.
Last
I thought.
class.
Wait, can I just say something quick? I think our
Quiet
discussion
Coyote.
on YA and think that kind of stuff was really good.
Was that because I wasn't there?
Yeah. Just kidding, no. Well, it did
Um,
get very focused once he left.
that's crazy. Okay, no, okay,
That's really funny. I don't know how that happened.
no, okay. Number two, I feel like, I feel like that'd be like a documentary where there's like a genuine person who believes they're Batman, and it's like,
It's Jonas.
it's, he's like,
And
But-
it's like Jonas with like a dollar store Batman mask, just like walking around the
his voice is like, yeah, I'm Batman. I just
I'm
woke
doing
up.
dishes.
I woke up one day and I just had the realization.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
Batman.
like when they're like interviewing Forrest Gump when he's running. He's like, I just felt like running, and
I
Jonas is
just-
like,
Yeah.
I felt being Batman.
I was
I
Batman.
just felt like it.
What were you, sorry, what were you saying?
No, we really need to move on. It's okay.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really want to hear anyway. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you don't like hearing women on this podcast, do you, Elliot?
Yeah, that's true. Let it be known that the record shows that Elliot does not like women.
He's gay.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
Sorry, Elliot.
That was a joke. That was a joke, by the way. I love women. Sorry.
That's definitely the better alternative. Okay, this is weird.
Wait, who is it? The one who made me say I like men? Was that Simon or
What?
Jonas?
I
When did
said
that happen?
I think that was in White
you
Sand.
Oh.
You'll see it later. Or yeah.
You'll see it later.
Simon like tricked me into saying I like men. There's this book I'm reading, and I'm gonna try and not spoil it because it's a good book.
Is it
But
Gene Wolfe?
it's June. How did you know?
I knew it. Yeah.
It's this book. It's a really good book, actually.
Okay.
I think we could.
Soldier, I can't see it. Soldier of the Mist.
So yeah, it's about
Oh,
this
it's
guy.
Kelsier.
What?
No, it's Kelsier.
No.
No, I'm just making a joke
Oh,
because he was the Lord of the Mist.
I get it. I get it.
Oh yeah. That's so funny. Esther's hilarious, guys.
No, but it's about this
She's
soldier
older.
in like ancient Rome, and he's like a certain type of amnesia where he can't remember. He like only remembers a day at a time. It's really cool. But in
It's
it,
Severance.
have you guys been watching
guys
Severance?
seen
Have
that?
you guys seen that?
Okay,
I want to
listen.
watch it.
I haven't watched all of it, so don't say
We
anything.
don't have
Wait,
Apple
where are
TV
you
Plus
guys?
subscription, so we
what are you
can't
guys
watch
on?
it.
I literally just started it
Oh,
because
okay.
we canceled
Oh.
our Apple TV and I got to watch it on the plane.
We've seen season
Yes,
one
yes,
and the first
yes.
episode of season 2.
Okay, because isn't season
It's
2
so-
like did the season finale just came out or
It
something?
just it just came out like last week.
Okay.
It's
Just
so
finished.
good.
I love it, and my parents are like, "Why would you like that?" And I was
It's
like,
so keep
"I
watching.
loved it." Like,
It
there's
gets-
not been a show that I've
yeah.
recently liked this much.
It's so good.
Hey guys,
Wait.
do you guys remember that we read a book called Mistborn and that we were talking about it today?
I actually don't.
Wait, what's
Okay, well we I think
Okay,
we are
guys.
at least.
That concludes this episode where we're talking about whatever we want.
Yeah,
Woo! All right, moving on. This is
a 40-minute detour.
I feel like
everyone yapping about random crap.
I feel like
Alright.
our podcasts are getting more and more disorganized. Like the
I
first
would
talk
episode.
about-
I honestly
Want
think
it to be
I
that way
like
a little bit.
I was in a weird funk for white sand. I feel like I couldn't stay on track.
Yeah,
And
same.
then this episode has felt weird too.
I'm in a funk in this episode because I haven't actually read the book, or like I have read it, but I haven't
Yeah.
like
Are you
recently
gonna
read
read Well
it.
of Ascension or like watch any videos about it?
I watched the Mistborn summary today.
Does Daniel Green have any videos about Mistborn?
No,
I
I
don't
think
think
actually he
so.
does. No, I think he has an 8-minute like Mistborn in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I watched an 18-minute one though because I wanted
Can I go on one more tangent?
Sure, go right ahead.
This episode's literally gonna be like 2 hours long, and I have to edit it
Just
all. And I
don't
still
go
have
on
to
a
edit
sync
White
it.
Sand, but sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, this is so random, but the new season of The Wheel of Time is coming out now, season 3.
Okay,
It's
wait, I might be...
actually
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
what were we gonna say?
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay, so I felt mixed on the first 3 episodes. We can cut this out, by the way. But I
Okay.
felt mixed on the first like 3 episodes. Like it was really well done. They were just like, but it's just like they would throw in like a random gay character, like they would
Okay.
randomly make some characters gay.
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
Wait,
That's
who
what
did
I'm
they
saying.
make gay?
you haven't met any of them.
Oh, okay.
They're not in the first book, but
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff frustrates me.
Mhm.
But
It's
like
good.
but besides that, like I don't know, the new season has been just really well made, and the
Okay.
newest episode is like at literally like a 9 out of 10. It's like
Okay, it's because here's my problem. I probably should read them all right first.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first season
Should
and
we? Well, okay. Are we gonna go? Oh, because you've read the first book, right?
I read half of it. I literally didn't finish it.
Oh my gosh. Are we gonna? So we're gonna go through Wheel of Time after, or like that's our next big thing.
we could at least start it. I mean, if you guys hate it, then we obviously won't
Wait,
finish it.
Wheel of Time.
I
Yeah.
want to like really like dive deep into it.
I hope I really like it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, but
The thing,
here's
the
the
thing,
question. I'm
thing of-
talking.
sorry.
Mr.
let me-
President, I'm speaking.
Should we do?
I'm
So-
speaking.
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna. So, so what was I saying? For some reason, that completely made me lose my train of thought. Yes.
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 What was I saying? Yeah. Sorry.
I hope you like Wheel of Time.
I'm so sorry. My brain. Yes. Should we do like an episode about the whole like? I guess there'd be a lot to watch. Like an episode
What do
about
you
a
mean?
season, a whole season. Like
If we go
Like-
through Wheel of Time, probably. But
Yeah.
Okay, did anybody feel emotionally impacted by this book?
I don't remember.
No, I honestly didn't, and I'm sorry to say that.
Okay. I feel like
When we read the Bible, I'll say yes. But until then, probably won't say any of that.
I feel like I'm trying to think if there was a scene. I remember like there was parts of it where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this scene," or like I don't know, like. And here's the thing: I will admit it, I am a sucker for how he has Elend and Vin interact. Like, I love like their chemistry and stuff is like so fun. So I did like really reading those scenes, but it wasn't like emotionally impacting. It just was like really fun. I don't know.
Yeah, and this isn't a book that's supposed to like make you cry. I don't think it is, at
No, I
least.
didn't think so.
It's
Kelsey,
just more,
I just like, oh, he's dead now. Bye. Like I was
yeah, like
like,
maybe you'll feel kind of sad. Oh, Kelsier, I liked him, but like you're not. At least I
yeah,
don't think you're gonna like mourn over him, or you're
Yeah.
not gonna like. I mean, okay, at least the first book. I won't say anything about the second and third book, but
yeah,
the first, yeah,
yeah.
the emotional stakes definitely ramp up sequels.
As do with most book series, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, can we move
Um,
on?
so Jonas, do you had questions about moral dilemmas, right? That you wanted to ask?
Ooh,
Do you have any for your little segment? Because I
So
did find one.
I would say that so in Elantris or
Okay,
Elantris,
why are we're in
Wraith
Twilight?
Wraithen had a moral dilemma. That's why I
Yeah, but
posed this
here's my thing. I
question.
have some questions that are
But
like,
now I feel like the only moral dilemma is what Hammond and Breeze what they talk about to each other. And I feel like that Kelsier has a prejudice and he discriminates against noblemen just because they're noblemen and people Ska who work for noblemen. I feel like he does not care and he just it's rarely and Marsh is that's why I like Marsh a little bit. It's because Marsh says, guys, this isn't good if you're just gonna slaughter noblemen. And it's and
sorry.
um and it's not good.
I'm on like the verge of laughing because I just couldn't keep a straight face, but that was sorry. That's mean. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
No,
Okay.
I'm
As
sorry.
long as
It was like
as long as I can make a joke about feminists, then yeah.
Why did he leave?
Hey,
what are we
Okay,
looking
wait.
at?
So also,
Wait, do you guys
like
see that
wait,
picture?
what picture?
shirtless Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks thirst trap.
So that's Elliot's celebrity crush. He said he liked men. More specifically, he likes male Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars.
Well, what's it called?
I couldn't remember what they called.
The oh my gosh, the
Gungan.
Gungan, male
Gungans.
Gungans.
Yes.
Have we? Wait, I'm not gonna look up female Gungan. I'm not gonna look.
I will
Jonas. That
for
don't
you.
do. Thank you.
I feel like Jar Jar Binks is talking to us now. Whenever you
These have
Okay.
very strong muscles, huh? Use that.
Yeah, my side's hurting.
Use are reading the Mistborn.
Okay. Let me add virtual background.
Oh, he a bomb bad Miss Lou.
We have
Jonas's
goodness.
big ideas or whatever.
Oh yes. Okay, so the moral
Um,
dilemmas. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
so one of mine is the whole thing with that first scene when Kelsier goes to Lord Trusting's plantation and he forces the Ska to go off and like kind of start a rebellion essentially without like
Go
really
off.
asking them. What did we think about that? Because we also meet that character later in the book. And he kind of like thanks Kelsier for that. But like, were you guys just kind of like, oh yeah, I guess that's just what's gonna happen? Or were you like, dang, that's not actually cool?
Of
Or
like
something.
forcing the Ska into a rebellion.
Yeah.
I think it's like
someone's
kind of
got to
like
do it.
it's kind of
What?
like someone's got to do it, he said.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of like I it's kind of like the same thing as like throwing your infant child. Sorry. Like throwing like like how like some people
Oh,
say they were
you're
taught to
throwing the
swim, how like their parents
yeah.
just threw them in a lake and it was like swim or die.
Yeah.
It's almost like Kelser like throwing the people of
Yeah.
Ska into a lake and being like
Do
swim.
it.
Well, so that character Mammoth
Mhm.
comes up again later in the book.
Menace.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh, you're right. Well, Mammoth. Oh, Mammoth's in a different book I was reading.
Speaking of
Uh,
menaces,
Menace. Is
Yeah.
his name literally Menace?
the Phantom
Literally
Menace.
That's the
Mennis,
Yeah,
real menace.
right. I know
The
how
pen
it's
menace is
spelled.
Jar Jar Binks.
but it's just
I
Menace.
I
Sorry.
guess I've never said it out loud because I've never. He really is a menace if you think about it.
Wait, how do you spell his name?
Like Menniss, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
MENN.
Like Dennis the
But
Menace?
It's MENANCE. It's
No,
menace.
it's not spelled like that.
Men. Oh, just MENACE.
MENNS MENNIS.
Guys, menace kind of sounds like
Oh,
lettuce.
oh. I thought we were
Menace,
talking about
lettuce.
menace.
Menace, lettuce. Menace, lettuce. Menace, lettuce. Menace.
Okay, so
Menace.
Menace comes up again later after Kelsier's army gets
Yep.
killed, gets
And
slaughtered,
Yeah.
and he leaves, and he's like, "This is too much. I can't do this." It was just like it was hopeless from the start,
Yeah.
and so yeah.
Well, but the interesting thing is like there's this turning point I think for Kelsey in that scene too, because sorry if you were you already gonna say this?
No, you can
Okay.
you go.
So he like goes into this whole thing about like how he's like, well, I guess like we had a good fight and like we did something like he had like Menace has this whole idea of like, oh, we just like did something better than like they've been doing for like the past couple hundred years to like yay us. And it's like it's so funny because he is like places like pessimistic character, but that's actually a pretty optimistic view of what happened. Like he's literally just kind
Yeah.
of like, yeah, I guess I did stuff. And it's like and it was and Kelsey was like, what would you even think our goal was? Like, are you stupid?
Hmm.
Which he kind of is. But like that's also
Sorry. I'm so...
okay. But
Wait,
yeah.
guys, if you
So
like look, if you actually raise your hand, it raises your hand for you. Try it. Try it.
I know we did this in the first episode.
Yeah, we
Oh, like this?
Yeah. Look. It raises your hand.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
That's
It's not
cool.
doing it for me though.
It it's because
What
you're
I
a,
do?
it's because you're a woman.
Oh my god, I'm a woman. Probably.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
Um,
should
I'm
stop.
autistic.
I'm not sexist. I love women.
We established that. Yeah. You also love good women.
Hey, if you're a woman,
pregnant.
subscribe, like,
Esther just
leave a
roasted. Sorry, Elliot.
Okay, composure. But yeah, another one that I thought was interesting that I saw, like, because I guess like obviously like we talked about how Hammond is always just like asking these like moral questions, like philosopher type stuff, which I think is cool because Kelsier doesn't necessarily stop to think about that. He just kind of like everything's for the greater good, which I also think is a really interesting concept in books. Like we see that in so many different fantasy books. Honestly, probably in most every book now that I'm saying it out loud. But like this idea of like, oh, well, it's for the greater good, so like it's fine. And I don't know, like I definitely think like yeah, like ultimately it is helpful to the ska, but it's also like at what price? And so I think in this case it obviously is fine, but I just thought that was an interesting question that I saw online.
I'd have thought,
Yeah.
but I
Now
Okay.
here's the question. The question is Kelsier actually doing it for the greater good, or does he have an ulterior
Does he
motive?
have like an ego? Does he have a god complex?
Yeah, that's what a
I
lot of
see.
people thought.
Oh, wait. Okay, I have an actual thought about. Sorry, let me
No
cough.
way.
I think one of the themes of the book is that sometimes to like invoke change, you have to like like you have to almost be a fool. And by that I mean it like throughout the book they remark that Kelsier is like has to be insane to actually be trying to do this. And it's like sometimes you have to be crazy to like bring about change. You have to go to and I don't mean like you don't have to be a radical. You don't have to like go on riots. But I mean
Yeah.
like sometimes you just have to be bold, I guess. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
that's kind of a basic idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you be unafraid
For sure.
of what you might face for your beliefs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do we have time for one more or should we probably move on?
I hate uh my
Okay,
smart
yeah, it's
part
okay. We can move on. It's like an
my
extra thing, but it's
my
okay.
Yep.
my
We
smart
should
part says we should move on, but
Yeah,
my
let's
dumb
do
part
it.
says I should listen.
No, you're fine.
Mhm.
Okay, so next
Cosmere.
question. Oh, Cosmere Connections.
Okay, if you don't want to hear about the Cosmere, if you're just like, I just want to hear Mistborn spoilers.
wait.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about we have Hoyd and Demo. So Demo, obviously we see in Wind and Truth, and am I missing him in another Stormlight book,
He was
Simon?
in Way of Kings too.
Oh yeah, you're right, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
And sorry.
no, you keep going.
No, you're
I
fine.
don't think he's in any other book that I know
Okay.
of.
Yeah. And then obviously Hoyd is in every book, which I forgot how like prominent his character was in this book because I feel like in the other ones sometimes you just have to be looking for it. But I don't say prominent. I mean like he got like kind of like a whole chapter
I feel
essentially.
like
Yeah, he got a whole conversation.
it was like
Yeah.
I don't know, for me the only other, because this was the first thing I read besides Stormlight. So
Mhm.
I had only read Stormlight. So like for me this was like, whoa, there's like no wit in this book or Hoyd. There's no Hoyd because I'm so used
Yeah.
to like where he's like a main character in Stormlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's fair.
There is another connection that I cannot say because it spoils the Hero of Ages.
Oh.
We can
But,
talk about that for Hero of Ages.
yeah.
Can you send it to me and Jonas?
Yeah, I'll text it to you.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Yeah, sounds good.
Justin, anyway. Um,
Sorry, Elliot.
Sorry,
sorry.
what? Are you guys talking about me?
No, we were saying
What?
Simon said something to me and Jonas about stuff, but it would spoil the third book.
Okay. I should have finished the third book.
You're fine. Like at this point, it'll be chill.
Ooh. Sorry, I got distracted.
You're fine. What else was I gonna say? Oh, Shallon and Adeline versus Elend and Vin. Do we really want to go into that? Like, if we have time, or what do you think?
I think Shallon and Adeline are as a couple. I feel like okay, I still am very new to this Ella and Advent, but I feel like Ella and Advent are I feel like Elend is just an Adolin, or sorry, I'll just say that. Okay, yeah, making sure. And I feel like Elend and Adolin are super
Should
attractive
we?
in terms of their like character.
I
They're
mean, I
just really,
go ahead and say it. Sure.
they're really
Yeah,
easy to
say
read.
what
They're
you
really
really
easy to
mean.
Say
read.
what's on your
And
mind. We were all thinking it. Let's be honest. Like,
it was on
so was
Elliot's
Elliot
mind.
too.
So
Yeah.
him and
Li-
Gungan women.
Yeah, him and his gun
Because
women. Jonas
yeah,
had to
to
stand
be
it.
honest, I just picture Ellen as a Gungan and it works.
Wow.
Don't say that to your to what's her to
You're gonna be like
To
on a
my
dating app. You're gonna be like, I have a very particular type.
could you like grow your hair into like two separate things and just like separate it?
become a Gungan.
Just wear
I'm.
a Gungan mask.
It's like on all levels, but physical. I'm a Gungan.
Oh my God.
That sounds like
Also,
something. That's a hallucination.
It's like a furry. But,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so bad. Yeah. Anyway,
should we?
I feel like they're about the same though. Like as far as I know
There's
right now, I feel like they're about the same except for Shalon's a little bit. I feel like Adolin's a little bit more like I like his character arc more, and I like but Ed Shalon's a little bit more like just hard to follow. Like with her personalities.
like she the character that frustrates me, I think, more than any of the other like female characters that we've talked about. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's
She is
to the
well
point
balanced
where
though. I
literally
mean,
when I was
like
rereading some of the books, I have to like skip her sections because they
she's not
rile
overpowered though. Like yeah,
she's
Yasna, like
not.
that's another thing that like I didn't like her at first just because she was
Yeah.
overpowered a tiny bit. And like
But we
Kaladin,
see her come
like
down and WaT, so that's good.
another thing you have to edit out. But
Well,
this
this
is
is Cosmere
Cosmere.
they
Connections.
better have read the Cosmere to come into this
Yeah,
okay,
part.
you have to
so
have
okay.
read the whole Cosmere. Sorry.
Yeah, they
Jonas, your giggle.
you should hear his full out like laugh. It's like a hyena. It's so funny.
I don't know what the
Well, it's okay. It's funny. Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to what the
Goodreads
Goodreads
reviews?
part? This is
Yes.
honestly this is one of my favorite parts.
I agree.
I found a lot
My
of
idea.
I found, yeah, Esther, you had a good idea. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm
I like
job.
contributed something as a woman.
No way.
What was that?
so I'd like.
Are
Okay.
you sharing your screen yet?
Yep,
Or
I'm about
will
to
you
share.
display?
All right,
Okay.
there we go.
Stole it, screen shattering.
No,
I
well, I
actually
tried.
Oh, look at Sabrina.
So she started with Steelheart.
Wait, can we
Why
see
would
if
she do
Debbie
that?
has one? Can we see if Debbie has a
One
Oh,
review?
that's
star.
true.
One star.
Debbie, we
Oh, that's
love
all one star.
Debbie.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I did come
Less
across
than 1% said 1 star. So
I came across a review on a different book that she gave very negatively. It was a Debbie. I don't know if it was the same Debbie though.
Did we follow her on Concerning?
Hold on a minute. Let me hold on a minute. Let me unshare while I log into Concerning Cremlings because
Okay.
I'm on my Goodreads account.
Yeah, I can open the Concerning Cremlings account right now if you want.
I found a bunch of
Oh, okay.
my
Random side note. This might be something, if I know this and you guys don't, I'm be really proud of myself. So do you guys know what the
as a
Dragon
woman,
Time is?
the what?
Uh-huh.
what?
Sorry, say it again.
Dragonsteel Prime.
I can't hear what you said.
The Dragonsteel Prime. It's my goal in life to know something before Simon knows it.
What?
I feel like every time I say something, you're like, I already knew that. I'm
Sorry,
like,
no. I don't
Wait.
try to be like that.
What
I'm
about
sorry.
me?
no,
Oh.
it's not bad. It's just like you've definitely read way more about the Cosmere than I have, which is fine. But it just is funny. I feel like every time I'm like, dang. But anyway, I found out about this randomly. So like he said it's supposed to like wrote it. I don't even know. Like wasn't it supposed to be about like wit or something?
Yeah, this what is Hoyt's backstory.
Okay. And I got the free ebook, and I was wondering,
Oh, really?
do we want to put that in anywhere?
Is it canon?
Maybe it's not canon,
It's not
No,
canon.
I don't want
but
to read
maybe
it.
we could do it like after if we finish everything
Okay.
and we want.
Wait, sorry, what is
And
That
I
might be
also
fun.
have the PDF of the Way of Kings original draft,
Way of the
and
King's
very
Prime?
different.
Oh, Way of King's Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe eventually we
I
I've
should do
feel like
looked
that.
through
that'd be
that
so
before.
cool to read too.
We should.
He also has different
Oh,
editions of Warbreaker, on
oh,
his
really?
thing. Yeah. And there was another
Oh,
one that I'm forgetting, but yeah. So that's always
Oh,
cool.
also the new Secret Project 5 is coming out in a couple months, I think.
wait, really?
Did you sign up for the? Is there a Kickstarter for it?
Isles of Ember Dark. I don't
Is
know.
is it Cosmere?
Yes.
Let's start that
Wait,
kick.
what?
There
Wait,
is a Debbie review. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yay! Okay, wait, 1 second.
Isn't it?
Wait.
I know there's. I was
Wait, Skips of
looking.
Dust? Wait, I
The
know. I've
the
heard about
next the next Cosmere
I know
book
some of
that
these
I thought that was
words.
coming out was like a short story collection in December.
that.
That's
Wait,
not
okay.
Cosmere.
No, but I know there's a Cosmere book in it.
No, there's not. It's explicitly not. It's explicitly only non-Cosmere book stories.
Secret
Oh.
Project #5?
Yes.
No.
Oh, I don't
We want to hear
care.
about Shalyn and
I
like
want.
what's fun. We want to see Adolin.
I found a really good 1 star review.
Okay.
In this
And that's
novel, there are four.
oxymoron right
Okay,
there.
well, I tried. Wait, in this novel there are four for
I
This is like what
oh
Jonas
my
was arguing about. He's like, that's insane.
Okay, wait. In this novel, there are 440 nods of heads, 299 smiles, 200 frowns, 152 shakes of head, 166 glances, 120 smiles, sighs, 93 shrugs, 50 raised eyebrows, 31 rolls of paired eyes, and
see.
5
This is
uses
where
of
like the
the word
prose comes in.
What's
Okay,
cracking
like there's
me
no
up though is the
prose.
amount
Like
of times Michael Kramer said Kelsey or not in his head.
or
Like
Calvin
every time.
grunted.
Yeah,
Basically 100 of those was Kelsier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I also
But
thought
like
I
I
believe
don't
it.
understand. Like okay, you're telling us. Why aren't you showing us? What are we supposed to understand
Yeah.
from that? Like
It should just be
information. Like
like
you liked it,
How
you
is he
hated
supposed to
it.
show you that he nodded his head? It's a non.
you should be like
Like no, like
Kelsier's
that
head
person who
shook
Debbie,
up and down.
The Allah person who reviewed it, they just said they told us what had happened. They didn't tell us why they didn't like it. They just said in this novel. No, I don't hear their
I
aspect.
think I
Are we
think
supposed to
their
just glean
point.
information just from pure
Well,
context?
I think the point they're making is that he uses these mannerisms way too much and it gets tiring. Because this is a
Okay,
common
I guess
critique
it's
I get
true.
from a lot of people who don't like his prose is that they say he uses phrases way too much, like these kind of phrases. And it's
Yeah, I
never
guess it's
bothered me
true.
ever,
It's
which
never bothered me either.
Okay, I'm moving on. let's look at Debbie's review.
Wait, but what, I thought we were gonna look at that one star by like, can we look at another one? Like, can we just read
Oh
a full
yeah.
like, Ola or whatever her name was?
Matt,
Oh, okay.
here's Kevin.
Kevin. Massively overhyped and lazily constructed. For starters, despite Mistborn being touted by some as the bad guy wins book, it is actually as generic as almost any other book using a Dark Lord. The only difference in this book is he isn't trying to reclaim power, only maintain it. Now, don't get me wrong, the premise could be good fun, but the way it's conveyed is too painful to truly enjoy. Now, before I rip into the book, I should say it wasn't so bad that I couldn't finish. Only that I had to skim it during some of the tedious middle portions. Also, I was actually interested to learn about some of the mysteries, though it just made it more of a slap in the face when no effort is made to give them a satisfying resolution. The characters in the series are where many of the problems stem from. We have Vin and Kelsey as the main characters. Despite being the most fleshed out, was never ever slightly likable. Wow, with her plethora of inner monologues and brother issues.
Jonas likes this
Oh,
review.
Yeah, also
Cosmere
like
fared better, but still felt pretty generic and had too many lines and moments evidently made to force the reader to like him. I disagree. The rest of the characters are vague, scarcely fleshed out shadows with single attributes to define them. Unfortunately, this is even a case with Lord Ruler. Even after we see the twist coming, I was pretty curious to find out about him and slosh through the slew of filler antagonists to get to the end, only to find him as a very generic Dark Lord entity.
Okay, wait.
I also agree. I was kind of, when the first time I read it, I was a little bit let down by the fact that the Lord Ruler was not as invincible. But I think that's the point,
I
obviously.
do. I feel like this like part like the characters. I feel like it's got a point, but I feel like it's exaggerating.
Yeah.
like I agree that some of the side characters do just have really shallow attributes single attributes to define him.
Like
Like
Breeze.
yeah, or like every time Hammond is in the scene, he always brings up a moral dilemma, and after a certain point, it kind of gets
It
annoying.
gets to
Oh,
the point where like
I could
he's like
see
he
that.
feels pick me. Like he literally feels like, oh,
he's
here
a
goes
pick me
him
boy.
again. And he's just
I'm a
like,
Yeah,
thug, but I'm
yeah, like
also
I
a
just like have these like
philosopher.
really deep
yeah,
thoughts. Like what
yeah,
we're doing is he's the guy that's like, is water wet? Like probably
yeah,
never thought
for
about it,
Bro,
sure.
guys.
that this
Is the ground like actually the ground? It's like, shut up, please. Move on.
this is
Yeah,
actually that
uh,
reminds me one of the things I remember thinking when I was reading it is like Hammond, he like talks about how he's like, oh yeah, he's a philosophical dude, and like the things
Yeah.
you're saying aren't that philosophical.
No, they're not.
they're
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 like
really
not.
they're
not.
so
Bro,
they're like so surface level.
I
bro
know.
thinks he's a
It's like
philosopher.
it's
And then
like
Breeze is like sitting back like he said words. I have to think. Oh my God.
okay,
And I'm like,
but
calm
I
down.
love Breeze. I love Breeze. He's perfect.
Same.
Bro,
He's like he's like that one High Prince. Saberio.
oh
Oral.
Oh,
yes,
Oh
Sabaro.
Sabarial,
yeah,
yes.
Sabarial.
You're so right.
He's
Yeah,
like this
he's
casual
Slay
attitude where he just
Queen.
dismantles like the
Um,
Sorry.
most proud people.
yeah.
He just is like roasts them.
I
Like that's what he
definitely I
treated
do
all the High
like him
Prince
better
meetings as. He just
than
roasting
Falcon, I
matches.
feel like.
I don't know. Breeze is kind of like my dark. I love Breeze so much for like
Yeah.
no reason.
But back to my thing about the Lord
That's
Ruler.
anyway.
Maybe this is like stupid, but like I felt like when I don't know, like I just got to this. I remember like finishing. It's like, okay, like what's gonna be this big reveal? And then it's like, oh, he's just like a Feruchemist and Allomancer. Okay, but like it felt like when Elliot, when you were saying how like in Elantris, how you were like, it felt like Serene like just knew too much. I'm like, I feel like Vin. I was like, it was hard for me to believe that she could just like do that, and I think she's also in disbelief of herself as well. But to just be like, oh yeah, and then I just like I don't know, I just like induced like the mist like empowered me and then I just like pulled off his shackles and it was like he died. And I was like, okay.
I feel like maybe I haven't read it. I feel like I hope in it's the reason why she does that is like explore. I think it's explored a little bit in Well of Ascension, but I hope it's
Yeah, I don't
explored in
remember it,
Hero of
so
Ages.
yeah. So I've heard Brandon speak and he's an intelligent guy. He gives advice on showing rather than telling, and I expected quality closer to the GRRM's work based on that. Yet he has a terrible habit of stating the obvious and never implying things. Sometimes it is needed because the characters' reactions are so unbelievable you need to hear it from them to confirm what's going on. Other times it is obvious but stated anyways. The pacing is terrible. Brandon clearly wanted to make a story about an epic uprising but wasn't too clear on how to get to the actual uprising. We meet the characters and get some description of the world, and before the plethora of training sections, which you can see coming from a mile away, the whole Noble Parties could have been fun in a better book, but dialogue and characterization is just so weak that everyone came across as copy-paste of stereotypes. Once the actual uprising occurs, the pace goes from slow to widely erratic, with random bursts of heroism, false flags, deaths, sacrifices, etc. But it is all cramped in such a close section and glued together so poorly the events are jagged and odd. The occurrences themselves are also very unbelievable, such as the event which sets off the uprising, which is very cliche and spelled out immediately in the next chapter. All in all, this book was just not there. Nothing felt truly inspired. Did I think that it might have had potential? Sure, before there was any dialogue. Were some parts cool? Well, not really, but finding was interesting the first time. Would I recommend this? Absolutely not, unless you're a fan of new magic systems in a bland setting.
Okay. I feel like that review it brought up a lot of good points, but like
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
feel
it's
he
not
actually
that
he
bad.
has good reasonings, but 1 star is extreme. Like I think like he's very like well spoken, and like
Yeah.
that's like I feel like I'm like yeah, that's your opinion, and like I respect
Hey,
that as opposed to just like random
hey,
stuff.
if
yeah,
But
I
if
feel like there's a lot of things I don't necessarily disagree with that he said.
yeah, that's what
Like,
I'm saying.
I don't know.
hey, if your name
One
is
star is
Kevin, or you know what? If you have a name, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a
if you
comment.
have a mom, also subscribe.
And even if
No.
you
And
don't,
all, yeah,
we
even if you
love
don't have them.
it's okay. We want all the old people we can get and orphans. Okay,
Whoa.
moving on. All
I'm
right,
sorry.
we're gonna read
Debbie.
That
Debbie's.
was so random. And orphans. Our belief is often strongest when it should be weakest. That is the nature of hope. Even though there were quite a few characters that were still very well developed and I became engaged with and attached to each one of them, even though some of the character names weren't the best, in addition, the magic system was extremely unique and well explored, while still offering room for further development in the remaining books. Overall, I love the dialogue in this book. Sanderson is fantastic at writing dialogue for different emotions. Okay. From heartwarming to heart-wrenching to downright hilarious. However, I will say at times some words or phrases felt out of place within an epic fantasy setting. Overall, the characters tended to speak in a simple and straightforward, yet ever so slightly formal, fantasy style way of talking. So when a word like weird was used rather than strange, or odd, or the phrase kind of distracting instead of rather distracting, it just didn't seem like quite the right fit for the characterization. The book was an exquisite balance between the character-driven and plot-driven parts. While there's definitely a long build up to the climax, the world was interesting enough to keep me invested. In addition, the slow build felt necessary to the world building, character development, magic system exploration, and overall progression of the plot. So I didn't mind that every second of the book wasn't packed with action. Once the action hit, it hit hard. The end of the book was such an action-packed, wild ride with so many twists and turns. Even though I saw the twist coming, I still enjoyed the plot overall. Sanderson does a fabulous job drawing you into the world and plot, and I found this book hard to put down, especially towards the last of the third book. This book also offered an intriguing exploration of the power of religion, faith, and hope, like we talked about. I am so excited to continue out this series, and I am definitely looking forward to reading Sanderson's other works. Thank you, Debbie. You're amazing. We love you.
I felt like all right. I disagreed with one thing. Where was it? I do
You
not
didn't
think
think that the wording was good?
the dialogue. I don't really remember a lot of the dialogue to be honest, but
Vin says weird a lot, which is funny.
I do not think.
Weird.
All
Weird.
right, this
Yeah.
is gonna sound really
Weird.
mean. This is gonna
We've heard
sound
Elliot, we've heard your opinions on his prose.
no.
We
This
can
is not
move
about
on.
his prose. Maybe I've
Yes,
said
it
this.
is.
No, this is about his. Never mind. That's kind of personally mean. Never
You
mind.
don't think he's
To
funny? That's
Debbie
what
or
you're
I
gonna
to
don't
say.
think. I feel like a lot of no, Brand. He can't really. He doesn't really write jokes that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think
yeah,
J.K. Rowling writes better jokes than he does.
I don't know.
All right.
All right,
Is
so
that a
that's.
disputed fact?
It's
I don't.
wait.
Yeah.
No, I tried
It's
to think of.
interesting. Can I actually say something relevant?
Go ahead, Simon. I can't hear you very well though, so
Um, sorry. What was I gonna say? I was just gonna say it's interesting how her points were pretty much all the um like kind of like everything that the Kevin didn't like, she liked about this book.
I know. That's funny.
So it's, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So here's a
No, yeah, that's
question:
fine. Yeah, go
Is
ahead.
art subjective?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Well, some
Thank you
parts of
for
it are
watching this
objective.
episode of Concerning Cremlings.
Wait, what?
No, because like I don't know. I just think it's interesting that
You
like
don't think that it's subjective?
I don't know.
Who
I
said
think
that?
there's
I never
objective
said
beauty to
Elliot
some
asked,
of
is
it,
art
but some.
subjective?
because there's okay. I think there's.
Yes, to a certain
Are we done
extent.
with reviews? Because
Yeah.
okay.
All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you for joining us on our journey through Cosmere. Next week, we'll be reading Mistborn Era 1, The Well of Ascension.
You can find the schedule in the description, as well as our Instagram at Concerning Cremlings and our email address, Thecremlings@gmail.com.
Mhm.
We also have a Goodreads account now as well. Our handle is at Concerning Cremlings. Sorry, that was really rough.
No, you're fine. That was
Um,
great. Yeah, and thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.
Until
I
next
was-
time. Somebody's supposed to say
oh,
that.
until next time, life before death.
Strength before weakness.
Journey before destination.
Unless you're reading WaT.
Yeah, the end. Bye,
What?
guys. See ya.
Bye.
All right, see you next
Yeah.
time.
Next time on Concerning Cremlings, join us as Jonas shares some of his biggest hot takes.
Why does humankind consider some people to be more attractive than others? Everybody loves water lilies.